But it's like he could still prove himself at Worlds and just win Worlds, which, in my opinion, I do think he's gonna win Worlds.
Yeah.
And so every time something get hard, you quit, you call mama. I dare you to take a little pain.
Welcome to this new episode of Running Report, and before we get started, I just want to apologize real quick to Fred Kerley. Like, we made our first special kind of Running Report video about a week ago, and we just disrespected him blatantly. I didn't even realize it. Like, we were literally sleeping on this man, and he comes out at USA's and he upsets Michael Norman. Like, we didn't even bring him up. I didn't even really think about you, so I'm really just like, I'm sorry about that, just from just like a personal standpoint of being someone that loves track and field, to not even think about you. But with that being said, we got a great show for y'all coming in the Running Report, and it's going to be fire, talking about Michael Norman against Fred Kerley, and how just one of the biggest upsets that's going to change the entire tide of track and field, and especially in the 400 for this season, and even going to Tokyo. It's really exciting times. Let's get into it. Since this upset was so big, I think we had to make this video a little bit more special. So we brought in a guy that you guys all know. It's one of the fastest Mexicans that I think you have ever seen on our channel before. Mr. Raymond Ornelas. How do you feel, bro? First time on the Running Report. Nice for you to join us.
I know I'm part of this channel, but it's really cool to be on these kind of videos.
Yeah, this is first time on the Running Report. So Raymond, how did you feel about the race? I know you saw Michael Norman against Fred Kerley. How did you feel about it?
Put some respect on his name, dog. Come on now. No, it was pretty crazy though. Yeah. I didn't think he was gonna win. I thought Norman was gonna win. I think everyone did.
You're really surprised just going in, or did you expect Fred Kerley to come in and upset him, or you like everybody else?
I'm like everyone else. Everyone kind of forgot who it was.
Yeah.
And then even watching the race, with 100 meters to go, I was like, Norman's about to catch this dude. Whatever. And then you could hear the announcers just started yelling. I was like, shoot, they're not about to catch him.
Because usually when I watch Fred Kerley, he's really he's a bulky dude. This dude's a straight up gorilla. So
he's huge.
Yeah. So he runs. I feel like when he's running those last hundreds, he's not as smooth as a Michael Norman. Nah. So you expect him. He usually breaks down a little bit more, and you expect Michael Norman to stay smooth, more like a horse. Yeah. But then I think he was just on his best day, and when it came down to Michael Norman wasn't, and we heard that Michael Norman actually took 14 days off before this. If you guys didn't know that, he's on the Let's Run. He took 14 days off due to injury, and so I really think just goes into more of how he started off in that 43.45, and how he's going to end the season getting injured and everything like that. And I think we're gonna have to bring in my other dude too, Aaron Potts, to talk about this as well, because with his 14 days off and Michael Norman getting upset and Fred Kerley coming up, we have to have more discussion. So Aaron, how do you feel about this race? What do you think about it? Your first impression, real quick.
First thing I gotta do right here, Fred Kerley. Hey, I apologize. Fred Kerley, I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry. I slept on you, bro. I slept on you, bro. But
you woke us up, though.
But this race was awesome to watch. Like we've been saying in the videos before, this is a great time for track and field. We have so many beasts in the U.S. Everyone forgot about Fred Kerley. This guy ran 43.7 when he was in college. He was a collegiate record holder before Michael Norman came and snatched that away.
1 year,
but we forget, we were talking big about this guy. He ran 43.7 in college. He was a world lead in college. And if you go back and watch that 2017 final, this man looks. You think he looked run like a girl? This man looks smooth in that race, and I think he was upset, bro. I think he was upset going into it. If you were really following USA's, did you see the semis?
Yeah, when they were battling back and forth, and he was trying to beat him.
He pushed him the whole time.
I feel that was kind of a weird move by Norman, but we don't have to get into that right now. Let's go into one of our first questions that I think has to be discussed. What does this really mean for Fred Kerley? And let's start off with Raymond first. What do you think this means for Fred Kerley going into the end of the season and going into Tokyo next year?
I think it just shows that he's back, because Aaron was saying 2017, this man was nice.
Yeah.
He was the top 400 guy out there. Obviously 2018 off year, and that's when Michael Norman came up, and all tensions on Michael Norman. It's the next big thing. No one cares about him anymore. Mm-hmm. Comes back out, shows why people should care about him again. But I think it just shows he's back. Even how you said earlier, the whole Norman was out for 14 days. It's like, this dude ran the number 6 time all time.
Yes.
I don't know if Norman still would have beat him even if he was training the whole 14 days.
I don't know.
Dude, number 6 time all time. Like.
Yes. Hey, and don't sleep on this. It was number 6 all time. And don't forget, he ran 2 races, 2 rounds before that. He ran the number 6 time in the final.
But like,
and he already ran a 45 and a 44.
That happens all the time though. People
that.
always get set up like that due to like training, just to be able to run. Like I think running the days before, like it do deaden your legs a little bit, but definitely in like a 400, it also warms you up a bit, getting in that rhythm of running that race. But yeah, that was an amazing time. He's back. Like this man was really mad after the track, bro. He was
going off.
He was cursing. He was saying, "This is my track." He was saying, "This is mine." He didn't even really want to talk in the interview.
Like you notice, yeah, when they're interviewing him, they said like, "Oh, like what does this like mean to you about Michael Norman?" He didn't want to talk about it. He's like, "I'm ready for the 4x4."
Yeah,
like,
this man's he's mad. He's mad.
I think that race in the semis. You know, when every runner can relate to this. When you're running next to someone, especially someone that maybe has been beating your whole career, when you're running next to that person, let's say you barely lose them or barely beat them, you can feel how tired they are or how much they're straining. So I think in the semis, when Kerley ran up on Norman, I think that gave him confidence going into the final. I think he felt Norman and he was like, "Yo, I can beat this man."
Yeah.
And I think he was in the 7th lane in the final, and he basically was leading from the get-go. And I think that race prior just gave him confidence to let him know, like, hey, this guy is human. Like, I'm still here. I think I'm better than him. I think he thinks he's better than him, and now he got to prove it to himself. So it's gonna be exciting. And
let's talk about the man with the tiger blood. I kind of think Michael Norman's kind of like the Captain America track and field right now. He's the face. He's like track and field's John Cena. You get that WWE reference. He is. But like, what do you think? What does this like loss say about Michael Norman for the rest of the season? And on this one, we'll start with you, Aaron. What do you think about that?
I mean, it doesn't say much about. It says something about his camp and how he's training more so. That's what you gotta think about it, because he came out hot, 43-4, number 4 time of the year, and now we're at USA's and he's coming out saying that a little injury came up. So for me, that's alarming. That's alarming that he started off so fast and now he has to take 10 days off going into USA's. It's impressive that he ran that fast, but you got to think back to his camp. He's training with Rob Benjamin, so man, Rob Benjamin working him. He has a really strong camp.
Yeah.
So something happened in training where they might be pushing it a little bit too hard because they have world record aspirations. So I don't know. I think this injury is kind of hindering for this season, and I thought he is on world record watch, but I don't really see him running faster than 43-4.
I don't know.
I don't think so.
I think he can definitely replicate it. I don't know if he can run faster than that, because I think that injury is sort of alarming with Worlds only a month and a half away. But I think he definitely can build up back to that type of status and replicate it. But we'll see. But Raymond, what do you think about that loss for Michael Norman? What does that say?
I think it's kind of like, I kind of agree with Aaron. Like, it says more about his camp. I don't think it says too much about him personally, because he lost, but at the end of the day, it's like you kind of look at like the pedestal. It's like, you lost USA's, but the big picture is still world. So it's like, even though you lost at USA's, like your big picture is like, I made the team, I was out, whatever. But it's like he could still prove himself at Worlds and just win Worlds, which, in my opinion, I do think he's gonna win Worlds.
Yeah.
Like, I think he'll be back, he'll win Worlds, but I think it kind of, Aaron said, like, it shows that, like, maybe his camp's pushing him too hard, and, like, it shows more on his camp than him personally.
I sort of think, I do agree with you guys both. I think when you brought that up, Aaron, like, I did kind of realize on me, had a realization about his camp and how, like, I think they are doing the things the right way, but some things may have been, like, went wrong, and they're definitely gonna have to, like, tweak it going into 2020 Tokyo and stuff like that. But what I'm thinking about basically has to go back to how much pressure is going to be on him at Worlds because he didn't win USA's. Because when you look I don't know if I hope he's not looking at other people like Ryan Benjamin and Christian Coleman and Noah Lyles winning like at USA's and trying to compare himself to him. I don't think he is, but just the type of pressure that he's gonna see from outside in on the media of like people like us, I guess, and like Flow Track and Let's Run. He wasn't able to show up when the big dance came, so like hopefully at Worlds at this time in the dance he can put down some really good dance moves and get the job done. But yeah, I think that's gonna pretty much wrap it up for this time in the Runner Report. Thank you guys so much for watching. You want to know what you guys think about all this down below. Is Fred Kerley the next great American sprinter? Has he surpassed Michael Norman and Kerley? So. Is Michael Norman still the best and he just had a bad race? Like,
I don't know.
With Worlds right around the corner, who's gonna get the title and who's even gonna win Diamond League? It's an exciting time for track and field.
Hey,
exciting time.
And if my boy Matthew Boyd was in that 200, he might have made it.
Hey,
straight up.
You said
the time, he might have made it, bro.
Hey, all I gotta say, I know I had nothing to do with this segment. You said, see if Michael Norman can bring out the moves. No one bringing the moves like Noah Lyles.
No
one bringing the moves like Noah Lyles out here.
Hey, that's true. That's true. He dominated. He dominated 1979.
Yeah, he's nice.
He won easily.
Looking like Kevin Durant out there. He's dominant. All right, we'll see y'all next time though. Stay fast.
Yeah.
All right, that's good. That was good. How long was that?
I think that was smooth, bro.
Dare you to take a little pain.
We're not just here to take part. We're here to take over.
Tell him.
It's quiet in here.